morning. Good morning. Thank you for taking time with us as we're getting to the end of the week where the it's slowly starting to take shape on here. We're starting to see some attraction, just like anytime you do change, it's like, okay, Brock, I'm not too sure about this. And so for those that have been fighting through with me, thank you so much. It's going to kind of correlate with the topic that I got this morning with that seeds don't grow in the dark. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. But good morning. My name is Brock Zevan. I'm a life coach, real estate coach, business coach, dad. And I'm just happy to have you guys here this morning. The team is here. Feel free, those that are on Facebook, please join us on Zoom. Zoom is the best way that we can engage and have conversations. Facebook, obviously. Good morning, Pat. Love to be able to have you on here as well on the Zoom, so that way we can engage with each other, especially on Stump the Chump days. If you got a question on Facebook, you definitely can put it in the chat and I will answer it. And for those that are on Zoom, you can literally talk to me about it. So thank you for being here this morning and taking time each and every morning. We do our mindset and motivation. Then Thursdays is our Stump the Chump. And then we get into our team meeting. As far as the team meeting, one of the things that we're going to start to do is on Facebook Live, we will cut it off on the team meeting. So if you want to hear our team meeting, you have to come into the Zoom aspect of it. So just to give you, good morning, Elizabeth. So just to give you a heads up on that, we will start shifting that more towards Zoom just for the team meeting part. So this morning's conversation or topic that I picked was about seeds. And if you think about the concept of seeds, in order to grow, I say this, does it really make sense for a seed to grow? And Mike, I love your backdrop because it works perfect right now, is there are trees and shrubs and flowers and everything around you. And in order for things to grow, how weird does it sound that you have to dig dirt and you have to take these seeds and you got to put them in there and then you have to bury them? Like, does it really make sense that those things would take place and all of a sudden it's supposed to bloom and it's going to turn into this magical flower and turn into this magical tree that's behind Mike? And all of a sudden it's like, wow, that's so beautiful. But when you think about the origination of where it started, it's like it started in the dark. At the same concept that you have, if you took the seeds and if you put the seeds and you never planted them and they stayed in the bag, could you ever harvest them? No. And so I share this with you this morning to understand. When I listened to it, I was like, wow, this really makes sense. This is crazy. That in order to grow, you have to put something in the dark. You have to put something underneath and you have to bury it, and you need dirt. And many times you've heard me say this. Wait a minute, Brock, I don't get it. I'm trying to tell you, if you're in a dark place right now, if you're in a challenging spot, you're getting ready to grow. It's in this very moment when you got to water it and it's damp and it's actually kind of hot and you don't really like it. It's uncomfortable. Guess what? You're very close to growing. And every moment that I feel, when I say, damn it, Brock, I don't know what you got going on. Is this what you're supposed to be doing right here? Because you got a lot of people against you. I don't know, Brock. And I say this in a loving way. Like just recently, Wendy and my mom made some comments to me saying to me, like, I don't know why you're saying that. Like, you're not even that. Like, why are you portraying yourself as that type of person? Like, you're not getting paid tens of thousands of dollars, but like, why are you doing that? And I'm like, that's my dirt. Thank you very much. My mom, literally love her to death, but she's like, I don't know, Brock, you kind of seem like all over the place. Like, I just don't know. Like, that's my dirt, Mom. Thank you very much. Like, obviously I don't say that, but that's the dirt that is hitting me. And every time, the closer you are in my circle, the more you tell me something is the more dirt that I feel being put on me. That's the more things that I love to have because that's when I know I'm growing. Guys, have you ever been to Home Depot or Lowe's and you say, "Hey, I need to get some fertilizer." Oh, that's in the nice, beautiful section over there with all the colors are, and it's a very beautiful pink and yellow like dirt that you put on there. No, that dirt looks the same thing as clay, except it's black and maybe it's got some white sprinkles in there. But the fertilizer you're putting on yourself is just as dirty and just as disgusting as any other dirt, but you're putting fertilizer on it and it's growing. And so I challenge you that today, that when you're growing, you have to have dirt. It's just part of life. And right now, people are putting dirt on me, and I get kind of excited. This is the moment where I know like I'm doing the right thing because when people say to me, "Hey, Brock, it seems like you got easy things going on over there. Like, what do well, you're doing this, you're doing this." No, they're like telling me, like, "Hey, Brock, it seems like you're all over the place. Hey, Brock, I'm not too sure about this. Hey, Brock, I feel like maybe you probably should take a little pause." No, like, thank you. I really, in the back of my mind, I'm saying thank you because I've learned when I was in my darkest days, and I remember it, and I say it to you many times, I drove to Virginia because I needed a place to drink, I needed a place to run, and all I did was I went on 77 and I drove. And there were many trees I saw along the way, and I was miserable. I had no money, and I was drinking vodka on the way. And I found a place in Virginia in a hotel at $29.99. And boy, was there a lot of, I think I was buried like almost 6 feet. And there was a lot of dirt. But whatever it was, God put inside me and says, "Hey, you're about to grow." Doesn't seem like it right now, but you're about to grow. So I'm going to challenge you out there. Get more dirt. Get it. Put it on you. Ask people. Listen to what people are telling you because they give out dirt for free. Okay? I don't even ask for dirt and people give it to me. And the dirt that you get are going to come from your closest friends, your loved ones, everybody around you. And just say, "Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that." Because if your drive, if what you want, dirt is necessary to grow, and every plant behind Michael, every plant that's around you, every flower you see today, I want you to say to yourself, it started with dirt and it had to get buried. It's the only way things grow. And so today, when you're feeling it and you get to victim mode and you're like, "Woe is me," be like, "Thank you, dirt. Thank you, God. I needed this. Now I got to go find some water. I got to go find some sun so I can grow more." What's up, Trey? So I need you to understand that this is the moment. This is the time period, whatever you are. And you might be like, "Well, Brock, I'm in a blissful point." Great. Share your flowers then. Take your apple from your tree and give it to somebody so that way they can feel it. They can be a resource because that oak tree that is planted, guess what it does? It provides shade. It provides food. It's a home for somebody. It's a home for a critter. You can build a swing on it because it's so strong. Now the kids can play. So you be a resource when you're blissful. You be a resource when you have a strong tree and things are good. And not to say that it's going to be bad, but that's just how life is. You either going in a storm, you're in the storm, or you're getting out. Those are your 3 seasons of life. All right, guys, I'm done. So with that being said, I appreciate Trey. Thank you so much for that. So here's the stump the chump. And we could talk about dirt. We can talk about your business. We could talk about whatever it is. Because in life, I was talking to somebody yesterday and he says, how do you put it? Mike, you said it to me one time too. Well, you said it to me a couple of times, but you said, "Brock, I don't think there's really anything you haven't gone through." And I said, "Yeah, you're pretty much right. I've pretty much touched base on many things between anywhere from the IRS. Like, no joke, guys. Like, I'm not joking. Greg knows because he's with me quite a bit. But like when the door knocks it's usually not like a basket of flowers or something that's coming to me. Like literally, I had an attorney letter get sent to me yesterday, and I get subpoenaed for something else that I have to deal with. Like my letters that I get in the mail, because when you're an influencer and you're out in the open, guess what? That's part of my dirt. And so yesterday I had another letter sent to me. So I had to call an attorney. I don't even know this attorney, but I had to have a nice little conversation. And I share this with you because you know what happens when you battle against me and my kids and you need me to be in court because you subpoenaed me and and you're during my vacation. Yeah, that's not going to work. It doesn't work well with me, especially in a situation that I have no idea why I'm even being subpoenaed. But that's a whole nother story. But you don't get in front of my why. So that's a whole nother topic of conversation. But anyways, so let's talk about what is it? Who's got to stump the chump? Obviously, in the Facebook, I had a question on expireds may start happening. Would love to hear a role play. Definitely, that's a good one. I like to push that one to more on the 10:30 live calls that I'll be doing this morning. I will also record it, but I could do that role play then and expired, unless nobody has anything else they want to ask me. But does anybody have something out there that they would like to share or discuss? If not, we'll go right with D.
Well, I've got one. I've got one.
Okay.
All
right.
And this comes into play because we're seeing, I think there was 150 in our market in Charlotte, in our MLS, for those that are watching around other places, but in our Canopy MLS, which is the largest one, there was 150 price decreases on Monday. And we see a lot of the emails that come from agents for the listing saying, we have a price adjustment, we're offering this and that. But the question is in regard to commission, because I had a conversation with another agent regarding flat fee. So let's look at it this way. Let's just say that you do get a full price commission, whatever it is, 6%, 5%, but you've got a huge challenge in trying to get that price, and you're going through a series of price reductions. But you know what you wanted to get when you started at the beginning, but you're not going to get maybe that commission that you're really hoping for because of price reductions. Do you think in this type of market, when we have a number of price reductions and some people are kicking out $50,000, $20,000, that doing a flat fee is better than doing a commission in a downward price reduction market? What do you think about that? For the value that we do.
Right. So very, very good question. In this market, okay, once again, in Pamela, her and I had this conversation the other day, and I said to Pamela, and I actually talked to somebody else, and I said, how much are you per hour? What's your value per hour? And we broke it down to make a decision whether or not I would take a listing, in this case here, for her to make a to make a listing. And I had another conversation with another agent, and I'm not going to give out names, but I can't even give out the company's name. But it was a discount brokerage, and he was a real estate firm. And he said to me, well, like, I don't do that because I'm a 3% commission. So I go, so you're 1.5 and 1.5? Yeah. I was like, back in my mind, I'm laughing. I'm like, it's not very hard to divide 2 by 3 to figure out the number. But he was like so excited. So when it comes time for flat fee, like my value, I won't do a flat fee because the value of my cost per hour is very, very expensive, because I'm going to get you a better price. I'm going to get you this and this, and that's my personal value. So what I've learned is outside circumstances do not affect me inside. They will always be outside circumstances throughout life, and people will always try to do discount brokers. Discount brokerages won't go away. There's iBuyers now. They will not go away anytime soon, and there will be always outside circumstances. I will never lower myself to match them, because the market share that they have won't be, they won't make up up enough of the market share, just like iBuyers. Even if I said iBuyers will make up 25% of this business, I don't even care if you give me 40%. I got 60% on the other side that I will make my money off of because of my inside of how I feel of the value I present. And if you want to go to a discount brokerage, by all means, knock yourself out. And I say to them, if it doesn't work out, and if I follow up with you, will you interview me if it presents itself? That is my script, guys, on that line. If you want me to say it again, I will. If you want to go with the discount brokerage, at what point do you think you will interview me if you don't sell it yourself? Okay, I know I changed it up, but that's kind of like my script. It's like, if you like, you could sell it on your own by all means. If you don't, will you interview me when the time comes? If I follow up with you. See, if I don't follow up with you, how can I expect them to call me? I mean, I'm just like, well, it's like, to me, it's like trick-or-treaters. Like, are trick-or-treaters coming today? No. Okay. I do know they come on Halloween though, right? If I don't show up on Halloween, I'm not going to get candy. Just like if I show up today, I'm not going to get candy. But if I show up constantly at some point, even if it's not Halloween, that person's going to be like, man, I even feel bad for you. Here you go. Just here's your candy. Right? So I have to show up every single day for them to give me something. I can't say interview me, and if they don't, if and I don't talk to them ever again, I can't believe they never called me. And they went with a full real estate service person. Well, hell, you didn't call them for freaking 3 weeks. Some freaking lion attacked them every single day. Of course, they're going to go with that person. So to me, the ball becomes in my court. I love the question because we are seeing more discount brokerages. We are seeing them try to be. And here's the thing, guys. When they do price improvements, are they going below market or are they coming to market? What would you guys say? Greg, the price decreases, are they going like below market value or actually just coming down to market? Yeah.
I mean, they're probably coming down to it. It's where they are. So you went right for discount brokers. That is really not my my question per se, because we're both dealing with this almost $1.5 million for sale by owner, and they're offering 3% on the buy side. I mean, that's like $45,000 just, and they want to sell it themselves, but they're going to give up $45,000. So that there are agents right now who, even if they took 1% of that, or even if they took 15,000 on the listing side, I mean, that's not a bad chunk of change. So I think the question really was about if you've got if you're going to be not so much of a discount broker, but if you say, all right, look, if you're only going to give me, you really want this listing, and ain't no way you're going to get more than what they're offering on the buy side. Do you think it's worth it to take the flat fee, if it's 10,000, 12,000, whatever it is, and work the numbers on the other side to get the listing? Because we already know from these discount brokerage firms, like another one, I just spoke to a gentleman that he paid $99 for it. And I said yesterday, he's probably going to change it out. So I guess that's really not so much for the discount, but also when we're seeing the numbers coming down, if you look at it from that flat fee perspective.
So I'm getting a lot of comments on Facebook, and we're still getting a lot of engagement. So I'm going to keep the conversation since it's engaging, and we'll still end on time. But here's the thing. Every person can decide whether or not they want to take that discount. Like, everybody has that choice whether or not they want to do it. Okay. So my main point is the value that comes to it. Now, do I take discounts on my commission? I do. Okay. Because when it comes time for me to be able to take a look at it, I did one for $650,000. Okay. So when you say to me, Greg, they take 3% in taking the buyer agent, I don't care if you call it the seller's agent, sub agent, like you can create whatever name. In their mind, they're paying 3%. So in their mind, let's just say it's $1 million home at 3%, it's $30,000. Whoever it goes to, they really don't care. You could say it's going to a zoo, and they're not going to care because all they look at is their net number of the $30,000. What I'm trying to do is try to figure out the value I can put in them to be able to make up some of the difference on the dollar amount. Am I going to get 6% in this market? Probably not. Okay. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a conversation. And for those that want to know what I do, literally, I'm going in with 2 seller net sheets and I'm saying, here's my commission. This is not negotiable anymore. Okay. I'm saying to you, I'm going to take this commission. And you might be like, well, what is your commission? I will take 2.5% on $1 million home. Okay. And then you're going to say, well, what do you want to do for the buyer? Well, you just told me you want to do this at 4.5%. So that means I got to give this buyer 2%. Now, if you don't sell your home and if a buyer agent BITCHs, they're going to negotiate their commission. And here's the other seller net sheet that you need to be prepared for if we have to go to this. Here are your 2 numbers. This is where we're at. Typically anymore, even at the ones that I'm at, 2.5 is the lowest. I'm typically at a 3 and I'm at 1.5% for buyer agents. Buyer agents are going to be mad at me. And I say to them, go ahead, submit me your compensation of confirmation of commission, and I'll submit it to the buyer. I mean, to the seller. Guess what? I've already had a conversation with them during my pre-listing and my listing presentation. So when it presents to them, they're not, what is this, Brock? I can't believe they're doing this. No, they're like, well, you told us about it. Let's take a look at the numbers. Well, it's in that second seller net sheet I shared with you. Is that going to make sense to you? Because now you have a full offer, but they're asking for this. Time has a way of making people change. When you're in the moment, I can't have that conversation with their commission. I can present it and educate them at the time. Until we move forward and I'm 3 weeks in and they haven't received anything and all of a sudden they do, guess what? Their thought process is a little bit different. Their pain might be a little bit different. Gosh, we better do something. Something better take place. We haven't gotten anything. Oh my gosh, we got a full asking price, but they're asking for an extra 0.5%. Oh my gosh, I got to pay them an extra $3,000, $4,000. Well, if you want the deal bad enough, it's up to you. Now they get to make a choice. So to answer your question, I will not do a discount brokerage. I will not lower my commission more than 2.5%. If it goes any lower than that, it will go to the buyer agent side. And buyer agent, you better be well scripted to be able to have that conversation and get your commission. If not, your commission will be lower than my commission. I tell the buyer agent, here's my commission, 2.5%. Majority of the time, I'm at 3%. And the other buyer agent gets the other percentage for whatever the seller wants to offer, because I won't throw it to the side, because I know I will sell it. I've done it 100% of the time, every time I've dropped my commission, but I don't drop it any more than me for what my value is, period. I won't drop it any lower. I will not take less than 2.5%, period. I don't care what the price is. That's just my value from where I'm at and how I am. So, boy, that was a really good question, Greg. Good job on that one. That was a good one. D, your question was very good as well, and we will answer it at 10:30 today. So for those that want to hear it at 10:30. It is 8:40, so we're going to do a super pursuit mode on Facebook Live. For those, thank you so much for being on here. We're going to stay on Zoom for our team meeting. So thank you so much for being on here. Hopefully you got some good stuff. Trey, thank you for all your comments. D, thank you for yours. Guys, take a look at the Facebook. There are a lot of great comments that people were putting out there, a lot of good value that I would definitely read. So thank you so much. If you like the video, definitely make some comments, like it, love it, heart it, do whatever you want. So thank you so much, guys, on Facebook world. And for those in the Zoom, we're going to continue with our team meeting. All right, guys, have a great day in Facebook. Zoom.